English honors के बाद there are two major career options that students generally opt for. The first one is going into academia, becoming eligible for assistant professor jobs, and the other one is preparing for competitive exams, other government jobs. So in this video I'll basically compare these two career paths, and I will say what are the pros and cons of preparing for government exams, what are the pros and cons of preparing for NET and becoming assistant professor. So I will discuss everything in detail. So if you are confused like what to do after English honors, then I think this video will help you a lot, and yeah, you will get a better understanding regarding these two career paths and choose accordingly, okay, based on whatever sounds profitable to you, whatever sounds beneficial to you, which career is best suited for you. So depending on all these factors you can then get to know. So yeah, let's start. So basically, first of all I want to tell you about the nature and processings of these two jobs, these two career options. Basically क्या होती है like overall. So first of all, if I talk about the assistant professor jobs, so you know that after honors you need to do masters for 1 year, and after masters, alongside masters, you can prepare for NET and give the NET exam and become eligible for assistant professor jobs. On the other hand, for competitive exams, after honors you can prepare for the competitive exams and sit for them, crack them and get a job directly. Now the most important comparison and distinction that you need to know between these two is NET qualify karna is just an eligibility, becoming eligible for assistant professor. Like after you qualify NET, it does not guarantee you direct jobs. Like NET qualify karne ke baad you are not going to get direct jobs from any universities. You need to go and look for jobs over there, and the time duration can vary. Like you can get immediate job immediately, or you can have to wait for a very long time. But competitive exams crack karne ke baad you are going to get job directly from the government, okay, in different government posts. So this is the first major distinction that I think you all should know before opting for any of these paths. Now the second thing is about the time duration for assistant professor jobs and for government jobs. So for assistant professor jobs, basically you need to qualify NET. NET is the basic requirement, minimum eligibility criteria that you need to maintain in order to become eligible for assistant professor jobs. तो नेट आप मास्टर्स के साथ साथ दे सकते हो, प्रिपेयर कर सकते हो, एंड यू कैन अप्लाई फॉर नेट, क्वालिफाई नेट, एंड मास्टर्स के ख़त्म होने तक यू कैन गो फॉर इंटरव्यूज़ इन डिफरेंट यूनिवर्सिटीज़ एंड कॉलेजेस अक्रॉस इंडिया. बट गवर्नमेंट एग्ज़ाम के लिए प्रिपरेशन करना इट रिक्वायर्स अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम एज़ कम्पेयर टू नेट के लिए प्रिपरेशन करना. नेट के लिए प्रिपरेशन करना यू कैन डू इट अलॉन्ग साइड योर मास्टर्स ओनली, बिकॉज नेट इज़ बेसिकली बेस्ड ऑन योर सब्जेक्ट मैटर. ओके, द सब्जेक्ट विच यू हैव बिन स्टडिंग इन योर ऑनर्स, द सब्जेक्ट विच यू आर गोइंग टू स्टडी इन योर मास्टर्स, यू विल बी गिविंग नेट इन दैट सब्जेक्ट ओनली. लेकिन गवर्नमेंट एग्ज़ाम्स के लिए प्रिपेयर करना इट्स अ वेरी long process. आपको minimum you should give 1 year completely dedicated for the preparation of government exams, and NET qualify करना takes a very less time, because NET qualify generally first attempt में हो जाती है, if not second attempt या फिर third attempt में हो जाती है. And you know it does not require a very long time to qualify NET, but it does require a very long time for qualifying or cracking a government exam. गवर्नमेंट एग्ज़ाम के प्रिपरेशन, गवर्नमेंट एग्ज़ाम क्वालिफाई करना इज़ वेरी टफ एज़ कम्पेयर टू नेट के प्रिपरेशन एंड नेट के लिए क्वालिफाई करना. ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू द थर्ड थिंग, लाइक जॉब्स. क्या लाइक व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू गेट जॉब्स. सो आफ्टर क्वालिफाइंग नेट, जॉब्स के लिए you might have to wait for 6 months, 1 year or 2 years, or some people might get job immediately after qualifying NET. Okay, it depends on your subject, it depends on vacancies, it depends on which universities you are applying to. And NET के बाद आप गवर्नमेंट में भी प्रोफेसर, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर बन सकते हो, but although the vacancies are low, but it's not impossible. You can, it takes time, but it's not impossible. And private में तो vacancies होती है, you can go and apply over there. So yeah, प्रिपरेशन करना, सिलेक्शन हो जाना इज़ ईजियर इन नेट, लेकिन जॉब्स मिलना थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट है. लेकिन गवर्नमेंट एग्ज़ाम में प्रिपरेशन करना, सिलेक्शन हो जाना इज़ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट, लेकिन उसके बाद जॉब्स आपकी गारंटीड है. ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, दैट इज़ असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर के लिए अगर आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, नेट के लिए अगर आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, देन आई वुड से दैट यू नीड टू हैव अ वेरी डीप, very a passion for your subject, a passion for teaching, because assistant professor, teaching is a very noble profession. You will have to interact with students, you have to teach them the same thing, you have to actually invest your whole life into a single subject basically. जिस भी सब्जेक्ट पे आप नेट क्वालिफाई करते हो, या फिर जिस भी सब्जेक्ट के आप असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर बनते हो, you have to dedicatedly give your whole life into this. You need to learn every day, you need to grow every day along with your students, you need to teach them, you will learn a lot of things, a lot of new things each day. So for that I feel passion is very important. Loving that profession, loving that subject is very important. लेकिन गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स में, गवर्नमेंट जॉब के लिए you don't need to be very passionate about it. It is just for your financial security. Like government jobs के लिए it's not that you need to love that job completely. अगर आप नहीं भी करते हो, then also it's fine, because there you don't have to interact with students and teach or something like that. लेकिन teaching requires a lot of mental energy, so इसके लिए you have to be very mentally prepared, and this you can only do if you love your subject, if you love your profession, your career. But for government exams, once it will be done with hard work and consistency. If you're disciplined enough, if you do a lot of hard work, if you put a lot of efforts, then I feel that you can go for it. But teaching के लिए ये सब ज़रूरी है, these are important, but alongside that you need to love that profession, you need to love teaching students. Only then it will be beneficial, otherwise in the long run it will feel very overwhelming for you, okay, overbearing for you. You will get mentally exhausted. So this is the thing that I feel is very necessary for you to know. Now coming to the next point, that is selection chances. So in government jobs, like competitive exams ki selection rates are very low, but as compared to NET and other various assistant professor jobs like this DSSB and Haryana and RPSC and all of the recruitments, government recruitments that happen, selection chances hoti hai. It's not very low, it is moderate, okay. Then coming to the salary part. So see, in government jobs that there are handsome salaries offered with perks and with multiple benefits. But in government, in assistant professor jobs, if you are going into private universities, private colleges, then comparatively you will be paid lesser as compared to if you go into government colleges or universities, okay. So this is the thing. And private universities may, depending on your subject, depending on location, the range of salary varies, but government may, it is fixed, like 57,000 is the basic pay scale I feel in government colleges and universities. So this is the scene of salary. So salary wise, if I compare government jobs and teaching in government colleges, both are more or less same, but government jobs and teaching in private colleges, obviously government job is better. Now coming to work-life balance. So work-life balance, if I talk about, like in teaching, you will get amazing work-life balance. Even in private universities, although in private the work might be a bit, you need to do a lot of paperwork as well. But I feel personally ki you can manage the work-life balance properly, because in colleges, universities, there are fixed working hours, unlike corporate jobs. So obviously you will come back home early and you can invest in your hobbies and other things if you want to do. In government jobs also there is complete work-life balance. You can come home early, and yeah, there is. Now let's talk about the job security. Job security in government jobs, obviously it is there, but in assistant professor jobs, in private universities, there is job security is tough to say, but in government colleges and government universities, obviously there is job security. can say that if you're really passionate about your subject and you really love teaching, then only enter into assistant professor field. Otherwise, don't go there because it can feel overwhelming. And also, to get a government job, secure a government position at any government college or university requires a longer time. You need to do PhD, you need to publish a lot of research papers, and then you can get selected over there. But otherwise, getting into private universities for experience is good, and it's affordable. It's easier comparatively. But if you are not passionate about teaching, then don't enter into this field. Then uh, go for government jobs. But for government jobs, you need to have that financial stability for you during that time of preparation, because otherwise you cannot be focused into your preparation. So if you immediately need to enter into job market, then I feel NET is good, because after NET you will become eligible and you can explore other options in the meantime. But if you think that yeah, you can afford like 1-2 years more, or you can give a longer time in order to get a job, you can afford giving that time to yourself, then I feel you can go for government jobs. So this is the thing which I feel is a major difference between, these are the major differences between government competitive exams and assistant professor jobs. So based on that, you can decide which aligns with you better. So yes, thank you.